So hi and welcome to another review, and today I'm going to give you my first impressions on the Finalmouse Legendary. I've got the Achilles version here. So we're going through some pros and cons, tell you what's good about it, what isn't good about it, you're seeing what's there around for that. And I'll be telling you some of the basic dimensions as well as the weight, and giving you an idea as to whether you should be looking to get one or not, if you can get your hands on one. So as you can see, I've been testing out extensively on Call of Duty. I used it on my live stream Twitch Bearded Bob on Friday nights where I test mice, give people an idea there and then of what I think of it, and you can also see me using it to see if I'm getting on with it or not. Now my videos do go into a lot of detail. This one's quite light, but I will be doing a full in-depth review on this where we take it apart, we check the sensors, we check the buttons with force gauge meters. That will be coming. It'll take me a little bit longer than I hoped, but don't worry, this will be coming. We're putting it through the old Bearded Bob test mill. So the price, well, $189 is not cheap. They sold out day one. I was late to the release by 1 hour and missed all of them. I had to buy mine somewhere else, and you're going to be expecting to pay around $500 for it. So these are not cheap. Now they came in a few different colours. There was an Ares, which is red and silver. A Hades, the one I wanted. Black and gold, looks really nice. Zeus, which was silver and gold. And Achilles, which is gold and silver. But the second colour is more of an accent or a stripe. So one of the first things that I was concerned about here was that they claim it's got the fastest wireless mice technology, but they never stated how or what sensor or anything like that. No detailing whatsoever, just a rogue claim. Can't find any specs for it. If anyone's got any, send me some. Interested to look at it. So I'll be putting that through the test in my more detailed review against other wireless mice. In my opinion, Logitech Razr have certainly got the fastest technology. Now, like I said, there's no spec. You can't find it on the website. They never really released anything. No idea what the sensor is. Could be a 3350, could be a 3370, you'd hope it is. They're not really telling us what it is. Could be a 3360 wireless, someone had said. Don't know about that, but you never know. Right, so we're a little bit vague on what sensor they're using in this mouse. And there is some LOD issues, I'll mention that in a bit later on as well. So a while ago, they also stated Finalmouse in 2020 in Feb that everything will be below 40 grams. They changed that on their site. It now says 42 grams. This was for all mice. This small version that I've got here is 42 grams. And in fact, on my scales, it's 44 grams. 2 grams difference, so not too bad, but certainly wasn't the below 40 grams that they stated. 44 grams, believe me, is a light mouse anyway. So the basic dimensions I've measured are 116 millimeters in length, 57 millimeters wide at the top of the grip, 35 millimeters high on the bump. So it's around the ultralight 2 size. I'll be doing a comparison against that, but that's kind of where it's sitting. It certainly feels like that and looks like it's been modelled specifically off the ultralight 2 in my opinion. During the teardown that I'm going to be doing, I'm going to stream it on my Bearded Bob Twitch channel. I'll be doing that live as well as doing an edited version on my YouTube channel and a weight reduction at the same time. We're going to see what PCB it's got, what switches it's got, presume it's on ROM, what sensor it's running, hopefully, how the build is, and we'll be trimming out some of the extra weight to get it below that 40 grams that they promised us and then let us down. Let's start with the pros. We're going to end with the cons. The pros here, well, it's wireless. So this is the first Finalmouse to be wireless. This is a good sign. A lot of mice now going wireless. It's nice for them to be doing this. It's got nice scroll wheel rubber. I know you might say that it's flat. I quite like it. It's a decent bit of rubber on it. It's not textured in terms of lumpy, so it's nice and smooth, and I didn't have any issues with it. It's got nice side buttons. Again, modelled off the Ultralight 2 spec, which I'm not keen on normally, but these ones actually feel alright. But we'll see when we take it apart. Maybe they've improved that. Maybe the magnesium has helped that, because that's what this mouse is made from. It is super light, we've already said that. And the battery life seems good. It's still going, but I've got no idea what battery life's like. I can't test, there's no indication. There's no software, and maybe it turns red, I don't know. But we're going to have to work on that. But at the moment it's still going, it's been plugged in for about a week. We shall see. So the cons, well, there's a lot of wobble on the main switches, like a lot of wobble. Especially when you press it close to the scroll wheel. Not good. It's a horrible noise if you push it close to the scroll wheel, and when it kind of moves to the left a little bit, if you push the left one for instance, it moves away to the outer shell. You can hear it cracking, it's not good. It shouldn't be doing this, but like when the Model O came out, it had that issue. Exactly what this Finalmouse does on my version. The mains are incredibly stiff, and I've had loads of people telling me their mains are stiff and kind of fix it for them. So I'm going to be looking at doing something on that. And I'll be putting a more detailed force gauge test in my full review so we can see exactly how stiff they are. But I presume the magnesium's causing this. If it is using on 20 millions, then they're quite light. But this is certainly a problem. I also don't know what fatigue's going to be like. If it'll snap eventually like metal does. Now plastic does do the same, but it's a bit more tolerant. So on the main buttons as well, you've got this lovely pattern. I say lovely, I don't particularly like it, but some people do. And you can certainly feel that when you're using the mouse. Does it help with grip? Not really. Would have preferred it not to be there 100%. I think it's a little bit annoying, so something to bear in mind. The other main problem here, and this is one that's probably a bit of a deal breaker for me, is that the extremely low LOD on it. So I'm talking like this thing has to be scraping the floor. Like you've got a car and airbags and it's dragging on the road, yeah? That's how low this has to be. And on my MPC 450, it would track for a little bit and then lose tracking. So I had to use a SkyPad that I've been testing. And on that, I've had no tracking issues. But on my MPC 450, it has had tracking issues. That's the first mouse to have a problem so far. It'd be interesting to see what it's like on other mice because I've got tons to get through, which I will be doing again in a more detailed review. But for now, bearing in mind, this has got a really low LOD, which I'd normally like, but this thing's too low. Now, it also rocks on a hard surface left to right. A few people have mentioned theirs are doing this as well. Mine does this. Not great. The skates aren't rounded. Don't know why people are still not doing this. The skates should be rounded. Ultralight 2 doesn't have that. Would hope to have seen this in the latest version of the Finalmouse here, but again, they haven't done that. Use the same skates. Scroll wheel on mine is also offset to the right, it looks, so it's not center. Maybe that's because the buttons are kind of pulling in a bit on the right hand side, maybe. Makes it like the scroll wheel isn't center. No software, which is a pet hate of mine, and it's still using micro USB. Legendary mouse, state of the art, fastest thing out there, using micro USB, not USB-C. What? I don't know. I'm not particularly a fan with it. I actually performed really well with it, surprisingly. So, something to bear in mind there. I did perform well with it. It did play quite nice. I got used to the stiff switches, but there are some problems with it, which I don't think people are particularly happy with. We'll find out a lot more detail in my full review, which is coming. Don't you worry. And then I'll be doing one for all mice, wireless mice. Tell you which are the best ones out there I've got so far. And I'll see you again soon in the next video. So hope you like this one. It's a very quick one. See you later. Bye-bye.